Today we're going to be discussing how to fundraise in times of uncertainty. Right now, as I'm shooting this podcast vlog, there's uncertainty in elections, there's uncertainty with health, with the pandemic. There's just a whole lot of uncertainty. So I'm going to give my advice on what you can do to actually continue fundraising, because I think you can. I think you should definitely consider it. So these are my 3 tips. Now, before we dive in, just a quick introduction. My name is Brice Sokolowski. I'm the founder of CatholicFundraiser.net, a website that's completely dedicated to helping Catholics with their fundraising, regardless of the situation, whether we're in smooth times, difficult times, end of year, beginning of the year. My recommendations are just to help Catholics with their fundraising. Now, before we dive into my 3 tips, just want to make sure that you also get my 10 Commandments to Catholic Fundraising. It's a free guide, 10 things that I recommend every Catholic apostolate should be doing, whether you're lay apostolate, religious order, school, parish, diocese, pro-life organization, whatever it is. These are 10 things that I think you should always be considering when fundraising. Download it. The link is going to be right below. Okay, in times of uncertainty, can you fundraise? Absolutely. There is always something to do if you're looking to fundraise. And these are my 3 tips for times of uncertainty. We don't know what's going on, but sometimes you have to think about, well, what can I do with fundraising if you think you want to do it, and I think you should. So the first recommendation is simply get organized with where you are. Just make a list of what you know. Make a list of what you don't know. And a lot of people, I say this because a lot of people just look at what they don't have. Look at what you know, what you have, and what you don't have, and what you don't know. And I just want you to know and take stock of what God has already given you. That's the key step number 1, is know what talents God has given you. You can do a whole lot with that 1 talent, or if he gives 5 or 10 or 2, whatever it may be, there's something that God has given you. And step number 1 is make sure that you understand, well, what is it that I have? And of course, what is it that you don't have? But make sure that you figure out, well, what is it that God has given me today? That's point number 1. Point number 2 is to take action. Take action. In times of uncertainty, people are looking for leaders. People are looking for apostolates that are proclaiming the gospel even during difficult times. And that's what people are looking for, is that gospel message in times of uncertainty. So, and this just isn't with fundraising, but make sure your apostolate is just barreling through whatever uncertainty is and say, we are doing what it is that we said we were going to do. So lead. Use your talents. If you don't think you have many talents, you don't have many donors, etc., it's actually the better, because then you are all dependent on God. St. Paul famously said, he asked God, well, get rid of some of these pains that I have. And Jesus, I believe, I'm paraphrasing, Jesus says, in your weakness, you will find my strength. Something of that line is like, well, when you feel you're down and out, that's when you're really going to shine. So number 2, I want you to take action. And even with fundraising, point number 1, learn who you have around you and then take action. Start thinking about definitely making a campaign. You can definitely make a campaign. Number 3 is, as you go out with your apostolate, as you are fundraising, I want you to make adjustments. It's not about getting things right in the beginning. It's about learning, adapting, and improving as you go along. I believe it was G.K. Chesterton who said, if we waited that we had everything perfect, we wouldn't get anything done. So as a Catholic, as someone who's looking to fundraise, just take that action. Maybe find out who already is a donor or who you're already connected with, and just ask them. And as that feedback comes to you, whether they say no or maybe or yes, try and figure out, well, what can I do better? Always try and figure out how can you improve. So those are my 3 recommendations for how to fundraise in times of uncertainty. I hope this has been helpful. Share this with a friend. If you have any questions, definitely reach out to me. You can visit my website, CatholicFundraiser.net, and shoot me an email. God love you, and I look forward to seeing or speaking with you in the next video, podcast, vlog here on the wonderful internet. God bless.